Hey, what's up, y'all? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Hope everyone has had an excellent weekend here so far. But we got us another week here of some market action coming up, so let's just dive right into this. As always, here, going to start with the economic calendar. And this week, looks like we got a couple Fed speakers here. Bowman on Tuesday, Cook, and we got Powell at the close on Thursday. And then we got PCE here on Friday as well. So we'll have, a couple little shakeups this week here from the Fed. A little bit of economic data dropping here as well. For goods and services here. So should have a nice little week here. Did just get through that interest rate change, or not change, I should say. So let's see if they let us run here a little bit. Coming over here to the Federal Reserve Board, just to see if we got any surprises here in store from the Fed. Sometimes doesn't come up on Market Watch. Looking pretty okay here. So nothing too crazy here outside of the charts. Got that PC on Friday again, and then Powell speaking at close on Thursday. So we'll see. Could shake up the market here for Friday. But let's just jump into these charts here. ES. Below all of our major daily moving averages here, except for our last major one here to the downside, the daily 200. Right around here at this key psych level 4,300 should be a nice target to the downside if we continue lower here. I'm going to take a little look over here to these two charts on the right. I have this daily chart here with Keltner's on it. And you can see here that we are completing a larger time frame H and are starting to flush it here, cracking under this 4350 here. And then looking down here to this weekly chart, these are weekly candles here, we can see that H just kind of in a more concise form here, right? A couple less candles, a little bit easier to see, but looking to hold what is about 4350 right here from the initial base of this H, right? But we could see here on Friday afternoon starting to crack below it a little bit. So a decent psych level here to watch on ES, right? This 4350, we're pretty much right at it right here. If we can't hold this 4350, right, we're gonna crack here below and head down to this daily 200, which will be just a little bit above this 4300. So a good target to the downside here if we do continue to see some blood here on the market. Or if we can get some upside here from this weekly mean here, this weekly 21, we could see maybe we reclaim this level, which was this daily squeeze bottom here at about 44.20. And looking above that, obviously trying to get back up to this daily 8 here in this cyan or teal color and get back up to this daily mean here, closer to 4,500, currently sitting at about 44.87. Of course, we'll stair step a little bit closer to us here tomorrow. Let me throw some spaghetti at it here. And I know here at this 44.20, main thing I was wanting to come look at, we have a couple of previous points of control here from this summer, from June and August. Both were here at about 44.20. So this is going to be a key target of mine to the upside here for ES. If we do get some upside and if we can crack back above this key psych level of 4,400. So a couple targets here up and down for ES. And Q, of course, in a similar situation here, as we expect all of our major indices to run together. Got that daily 200 a little bit farther away here than ES. Going to take a little bit more work for NQ to get down there. As we can see here on the right in these two charts again, getting a similar H, but not testing the base of it just yet, right? A lowercase h, which we can see here, is a very typical downside pattern, right? So not really at a level where we are testing the base just yet. So it could spell a little more downside here for NQ before bulls really step in to hold us up and maybe create a W, right, or a double bottom right here. But anyway, currently holding here just above this weekly mean as well, right? We saw this on ES. See if we can stay above it. Also currently holding at what was this daily squeeze bottom. See if it just hasn't populated for the next day yet. Nope, NQ looks like it's firing this daily squeeze. So again, let's see if we can just hold here at about this level. Key psych level here as well for NQ at this 15,000. Really key psych level here. So overall, just trying to hold up here at this 15,000. Really great level to risk off. You know, ultimately downside target. A little bit of some work to get down there, but we're looking near this 14,000 for this daily 200. But let's hope it doesn't come to that. Small caps. Ruddy, of course, always taking a little more damage here amongst our major indices, breaking under this weekly Ichimoku cloud here last week. Let's check out this daily. Far below it here. So yeah, definitely some trouble for Ruddy here, going lower and lower and deep into this third Kellner channel to the downside here now. So looking for a pickup here for Ruddy pretty soon, right? Could be a very slow base here on this daily to get back up to this daily mean as it continues to follow us lower, right? My daily mean here is this tan solid line that is stair-stepping down. Currently stacking on this weekly 8. But overall, you know, really looking to hold here somewhere near maybe this 1775 or so, 1780, to try to get back up to this daily or weekly mean. We are below the daily 200 here, this solid blue stair-stepping line, right, which we were looking to the downside at here for NQ and ES. So Ruddy definitely taking a lot more damage here than our other major indices. So hoping we get some relief here in Ruddy pretty soon. Maybe the other ones keep heading lower. Ruddy maybe chills out, goes sideways, maybe pops a little bit. But we'll see. YM not looking too bad here either, you know, compared to the other indices as well. A little bit below here, the daily 200, don't love that, but still trying to hang on to this daily squeeze bottom. Could hopefully give us a little bit of support here to go higher, get back above this daily 200, get back above this daily mean as well here on our journey here back up to a key psych level of 35,000 for YM. Check out some of these clouds here, breaking under this daily Ichimoku cloud. Definitely some work here to try and hold it after coming back down to retest it. And we're starting to lose it here. So definitely some work to be done here. Let's see if we can hold this 34,000. And like I said, get back up to this 35,000. We'll have to get through this daily Ichimoku cloud again. But hey, we still have this daily squeeze intact here. Maybe will give us a little support here to go higher on YM. Moving on to Apple here. Apple been really liking Apple here at this 173.5 level. As we can see here on this daily chart, or on both these daily charts here, you know, I'm getting a lot of support just above this 170, right? After we had a shaky earnings here last time, you know, saw some major downside in Apple, came back and finally turned it around just a little bit above 170, had a really nice run up and coming back down near these levels and starting to see a little accumulation here. You know, so really like it here above this 172 from this initial dip down. and even more so above this 173.5, which we are continuously trying to hold here. Right, so really nice level here for Apple, 173.5, call it 174. Overall, trying to get back above this key psychological level of 175, right around here, right? And then ultimately, right, trying to work our way back up above this daily 21, right, the daily mean, and back up to this daily 50. Now we had a little bit of shaky news here from Apple recently about the whole China news, not them suggesting against using the iPhone, I think just for like government workers or something, but whatever. Definitely took again some heat here in the last couple weeks from that news blip, and they're just kind of trying to hold it up here near 175. Take a quick look at some strikes here for next week. And not really too much here at Beast on either side. So nothing really screaming here. Still just trying to get away from this 175. But again, they've been kind of holding here again above that 173.5. So let's just check out maybe this 180. Right, 180 not too heavy of an ask for 5 days. Apple has an ATR of 3.5. A couple days worth of work to get back up to this 180. 5 days should be more than enough. Let's see if they like this larger psychological strike here. So if you guys follow my preps and are with me in my live sessions, I'm always looking for these option contracts to stay either above our buy zones, right, or above their open levels, right? Really love to see strikes hold above their open levels. So this 180 call here, a nice prime example as well. Little dip here at the open. That's all right though. Always a little turbulence at the open. And then a nice push back above that open level. Got back above that previous day's open level, right, from Thursday here. And got up into our open range sell zone, right? We always expect to see a little bit of relief here from these strikes when they get up here. Right, they let it sell off and get back here to this open level and defend it again, right? Little pop, a little bit more of a defense, again another pop, and they hold it here into close at that open level. Really love to see this kind of price action on a strike if they continue to have faith in it, right? Or if they continue to plan to gain value out of this strike. Love to see this hold on this open level. So really like this 180 call here going into the week for Apple. Definitely going to keep an eye on it. Really like seeing here, not only the defense of this open level, but a nice kind of psychological level here of about 50 cents, right? Love to see these 50 cents and $1 marks on contracts. Got pretty close to a buck here before rejecting. A little bit above our zone. So yeah, I want to continue to see a nice hold here at about 50 cents, but ultimately, right, looking to buy down here at our main B zone. And definitely love to see this right here, our open range buy zone stacking on our B zone itself, right? Our B zone is here every day, and our open range buy zone moves around with price action, but ultimately gives us a very strong zone to buy at when they're stacked on top of each other. But alright, let's move on. Really like Apple above 172, let's call it. AMD, another one that we've been liking here. It's been squeezing for a while. This daily squeeze has been hanging on for a really long time here. Looking like it finally gave out here a little bit on Friday, but look what came up here to meet us and possibly hold us up. This daily 200 simple moving average. Stacking up right here at a nice psychological level of 95. Maybe this is where we see AMD finally take off. And again, ultimately looking for, a bigger move or a stronger move back up to the top of this range, right? Whatever this range is here. Let's see, just this daily squeeze gets us back up to about 112, right? This 110 has been a very key psychological strike for AMD. So let's even call it a move here from about 95 back up to 110 if the market is strong here this week. Very possible, right? We have this daily mean right in the middle too to give us a stop along the way. This daily 8 as well. We're really looking for this daily 200 to hold up. You know, if we do get maybe a little more downside here to start the week and then maybe a crawl back to end the week, we do have this nice weekly squeeze here as a target to the downside at about a key psychological strike of about 90. Right, always looking for a couple things to stack here, especially with a psychological strike. Gives us really good targets here, either direction. So let's see what AMD can do here this week. Got this weekly Ichimoku cloud a little bit below here as well. Moving down here for this upcoming week. Would have liked it here at 90 to stack with this as well. But we're going to get it down here at about 82, 83, giving us a little less support here where we have some other support, but that's okay. Another target to the downside if we do lose this 90 right here. Just a quick look at strikes. Again, liking this bounce here at this daily 200. And we do have a lot of calls here at Beast. With a little bit of value on them as well, 20, 27 cents, 36 cents here, right? We got nothing on this side. So maybe expecting a little bounce here from AMD. Just going to look at this 100 real quick. And then we'll keep it moving. Not going to take up too much of your guys' day here. So again, not some bad looking price action here. Got back above this open level, ultimately lost it. Nice little hold here at our open range buy zone to end the day, so I don't hate that. And ultimately just getting a little bit closer to our main beast zone here. So maybe with a little bit of higher volatility this week as we get closer to expiration on this strike, could see price action on this 100 get us down here to this 40 cents. Maybe they rip it middle of the week or so. But we shall see. Like that 100, not too bad. Alright, the worst. Amazon. Amazon I've really been liking here at this 130. Oh, and I really love this weekly Ichimoku cloud here we have. We've had a really nice shelf just above 125 here. Just been holding us up here for quite a few weeks, right? A few months even. And we're getting back down here to test it. Going to dip down here a little bit this week. But definitely looking to hold this cloud, right? Amazon was holding up pretty well, you know, through a lot of market nonsense here the last couple weeks, but really gave it up here in the last couple days. You know, finally coming back down to fill this earnings gap that we had here a couple weeks ago towards the beginning of August. So let's see if we filled this gap, if the bears here are satisfied on Amazon. You know, still fighting here near the psychological strike of 130 and holding at about this weekly mean. Maybe we can hold here if market starts to give us some upside. Since we're now through that Fed rate headline, maybe they let us run here for a little bit. We have had some good downside here across the market the past couple weeks. Could be a little rally here in store for us coming up soon. But of course, they'll never make it easy. Maybe we get a little downside to start the week, and then a little rally here to end the week. Quick look at strikes. Again, seeing some calls here at Beast, right? Could be a little lean towards a little upside move here tomorrow. Doesn't mean it comes right at open, but we'll see. Just going to take a quick look at this 135. Again, you guys see, I like to stick to these bigger psychological strikes, right? They have more volume. They give us better data. You know, you can see here what big money and what retail is interested in just with this volume column right here. But all right, let's just check out this 135 call. Oh. And so again, you know, looking always to this open level and looking towards our buy zones here with our beast tool. Kept getting some resistance here at that open level, right? Ultimately, we were going to get some downside here, so not too surprised, but do like to see the hold here into close right at our buy zones. Right, again, we have our open range buy zone here, stacking a little bit on our main beast zone down here in this highlighted green, right? Came down to ultimately stack on it, but this beast zone here stays static throughout the week. And we're starting to get some support here. So again, looking good for calls here maybe early into the session tomorrow. But again, these strikes do have a couple days of expiration. They could take maybe a little bit more damage here before ultimately getting that pop. Right? Again, they're not going to make it easy. Going to get that usual manipulation here early into the session, right? Usually right at open. And then maybe they make the actual move 30 minutes or an hour into open, or maybe the afternoon. Who knows? But all right, Google. Google here has been holding up pretty well. Another one that's been really strong throughout a lot of market turbulence. Really let it go here in the last couple days, coming off of this a weekly squeeze top here at about this 140. This 140 has been giving us problems here for Google, right? Getting kind of close here, rejecting, and just kind of slowly inching our way to this 140, but bear's not really letting us through here. So not surprised to see some larger time frame squeeze tops up here. We also have a daily right around this 140. Looking like a little sliver of a daily down here as well. And really love to see that, right? So we have this daily squeeze bottom popping up here a little bit under this psychological level of 130. And we've also got this daily 50 simple moving average right in this 130 as well. So definitely have a couple key things here for support right at this key psychological strike of 130. So really like Google here for some upside going into this week, and we have some nice room to play back up to the top of this range. You know, 10 points here over the week for Google is money on options without a doubt, especially on these shorter expiration strikes. Google doesn't move too much, but those strikes do move, you know. And ultimately, for some downside here, this daily 200 still kind of far away. 20 points to the downside definitely would be some work for Google, especially this week. Even, you know, would have to probably take a couple weeks to get there. Google with an ATR of 2.76 average move per day, right? So definitely would be some work to get down to this daily 200. Google's been strong as well, so I would say more probable move is playing back up to the top of this range at 140. Right, really reset the board here as well. Big money now has the room to play, and I'm sure they're really ready to load up, as I'm sure they've been accumulating here these past 2 days for that reason. Cool, take a look at some strikes here. And again, not surprised to see maybe a little bit more lighting up here on the call side in our beast columns. Again, as always, y'all, I'm sorry that we cannot provide these two beast columns as a product just yet here within predicted trades. But we do offer the spreadsheet, which gives a similar view of an option chain with beast columns. So if you are a paid member and are not part of that spreadsheet just yet, definitely send me a message after this, or send the professor a message, and we will get you hooked up with the spreadsheet. But anyway, so like to see some calls here at Beast. This 136 is right up in there. It looks like this 135 is a little bit above. Let's just take a look at that 135. Again, that would get us like halfway back to the top of this range. So, you know, if the ultimate goal is 140, 135 is a great strike to play, right? Because it's between us and our target. And a similar look to that Amazon strike we were just looking at, right? So a little work here to get through that open level. Ultimately, we were getting some downside on the day, so not surprised that we couldn't get through. But again, you know, they're showing some good strength here at this open level, right? The Google bulls want Google to hold up. So they resist more here on Google, right, than other names. So trying to hold up Google here, trying to hold up, but ultimately catching some downside on the day. Get back down to this beast level, and boom, they buy this baby back up. Right, not quite a double here from the bottom, but pretty close. And a nice hold into close here at our beast zone. Right, again, this green highlighted zone has been here for days. You know, we wait for price action to come down here and meet our zone, and then we start to get involved. Right, so two good moves here off of our zone so far. After finally arriving, let's see what the rest of the week here has in store for us. Could be some nice plays here for Google at about 30 cents here throughout this week, playing this 135 call. Hopefully on the way back up to 140 here. Right, and let's just see maybe where this call has come from. Pretty up there, $2 or so, you know, and with some higher volatility here towards the end of its life, right here, expiration on Friday, could see some strong moves back up towards that $2 range. From 30 cents, not too bad. But of course, going to need the whole market to do that, right? We've seen a couple of these bigger names like Google, Meta here, for instance. You know, when we got back up to this peak here a couple days ago, a lot of these names ready to fire to the upside, right? I think it was like a week ago, maybe like that last Friday or so. And then this whole market wasn't ready, sent everyone back down. So let's see if they can charge it up here and give it another go. Meta, another one that's been holding up really nicely, right? Sitting here at all of our daily moving averages, keeping it nice and close, and with a nice easy move, can get back up above all of these daily moving averages and get us back up to the top of this daily squeeze. You know, we've been seeing a lot of names, you know, indices and individual names alike, you know, far below this daily mean here, right? Putting in some major H's. And you can see here Meta is still kind of at risk of putting in that H. Whoops. But definitely holding up here much better than a lot of other names. You know, we can hopefully hang on to the daily mean here and go higher. And if we do get some good upside here this week, this will be a great name to play to the upside, right? It has some overall relative strength here in comparison to many other names. Really love Zuck here. And this daily squeeze, you know, not super tight just yet, but starting to get a little bit tighter here. And we'll continue to get some local support here with this daily squeeze bottom moving up higher and higher, right? Really want to see it above this 290 right here. 290 has been definitely a big level here for Meta as well in the past. Quick look at strikes. Let's just see if the calls light up. So we get kind of an agreement here across the board on some of our names. Alright, didn't light up here as much as I would like to see, but let's just see if we're above in value, and we are. You know, a lot of these strikes are way above their B zones here, right? All of these. Right, this is the previous ask here. And then our beast levels right here, and we're looking pretty good in all of them. All of them way above their beast. So it could spell maybe a little initial trouble for Zuck here, right? Because ultimately we're trying to see these strikes come back and test our beast zones before going higher, right? Don't have any puts here at beast either. So might need to see a little more time here from Zuck before we get a decision. And and not too surprised to see that. We are dead middle of a daily squeeze. We are right at the daily mean. Couldn't really get anything from this position here. And right at a key psychological strike of 300. Overall, keep it simple here. Above this 300 and this daily mean, play some calls. Below it, play some puts. But overall, going to give this a little more time. Let these contracts get a little bit cheaper. And let Zuck here choose a direction on either side of this 300. But overall, a great looking chart here. Microsoft. Another one here putting in this H underneath the daily mean. Right, getting down here pretty close to the base of this H. I still have this on a weekly right here, so you can kind of see it on a larger time frame, this H right here. But trying to stay above this 315, key psychological level here, of course, for Microsoft. Got this daily squeeze bottom right here as well, trying to hold us up. Looks like it did fire here into Friday, but still holding up at this level. So let's just see if Microsoft can hold up right here. To the downside, we do have this weekly squeeze bottom a little bit lower. It would get us through this 310 key psychological strike. So we'll see. Nice little target here to the downside of Microsoft. Don't really love this setup too much here. Maybe wait for a full test of the bottom of this H. We shall see. We shall see. Netflix, another one I don't really love here. Some better names to play, but Netflix still just kind of dying here. Really riding down in this third Kellner to the downside. Honestly, some better names to play here. I guess we do have a nice little move here. Maybe we could finish off down to the daily 200. About 10 points to the downside. Definitely within an ATR for Netflix. So I guess not a terrible name. We do have a nice little target here to the upside, the daily 8, daily 200 to the downside. Keep it nice and simple here. Take a quick look at some strikes. Okay, some calls here lighting up. This 400 strike right here, nice key psychological strike. We'll take a quick look at it. Netflix one that definitely getting its little butt kicked right here. So yeah, I mean, really looking for some relief here, Netflix. Maybe they make this 400 call really work here this week. And okay. Like to see this here. Both of our buy zones kind of stacking here. Right at about $1. Love to see that key psychological level here on an option contract. And a nice hold here pretty much all of Friday. A little dip below $1, but held right at it. If you like Netflix, I like this strike right here. 400 call, maybe closer if you can afford it, of course. Not too bad, and with such a move to the downside, right? Obviously expecting some relief here pretty soon, but don't want to get too in the way here of this freight train, right? Could continue lower here down to this, what did we say, about 370 at this daily 200. Take a quick look at this 370. It's 370 way above beast. Again, might need a little relief here on the put side, right? Let these come back down to a more affordable price before Netflix ultimately goes lower. So, ultimately seeing a little possibilities of relief across the market. Netflix really needs it, could bring this 400 call back into play here, but then ultimately putting these puts back into a position where they can load up and then maybe ultimately take Netflix back down to this daily 200. So not bad. I actually kind of like Netflix here. As beat up as she is. Alright, Vidi. Chips definitely taking a beating here along with the rest of the market. It was definitely leading the way down a couple of days in the last couple weeks. Getting back down pretty much down to this 400 here for Nvidia. You know, had a nice hold right at it here in the last couple weeks. Got back up to crack through highs, but then giving it back up and coming all the way back down here to this 400. Right, nice 100-point move back down here in the last couple weeks. But Nvidia, obviously a very strong name here, one of the stronger or strongest names of semiconductors. So won't be surprised if we do hold up here at 400. Definitely one worth watching the tape here during the live session and see if we have any big whales holding us up right at 400. Could be a great place to put on some risk and to head back up here if the entire market is strong. Take a quick look at some strikes here, give us some calls. Yeah, just as we expect here. Some calls at Beast. I guess we'll check out this 450. A little bit farther out. Has some good volume though. Nvidia does have a great ATR here, about 16 and some change. So, you know, getting us from about 415 to 450 in a week is possible. Don't love it. Would probably play a little closer if you can afford it. Oh, we don't have Beast on this guy. Let's check out something maybe a little bit closer. Maybe this 440 has some great volume here as well. And no Beast either on this baby. But we'd probably wait for all these to get a little bit cheaper here throughout the week anyways. Gonna move a little bit closer, see if we have some data here. Alright, we have a little data here on this 435 call. All the strikes looking about the same though off of their open level, right? A little bit of chop at it, went through it a couple times, and just right back up to that open level. All of those calls I was just looking at had about the same setup here across their open level, but looking here to our B zones, not quite at them just yet. So gonna wait on this one a little bit, you know, still a little bit of downside maybe here in the tank before really loading up. So gonna give Nvidia here a little bit more time to shake out. And again, you know, could really test this 400 level before going higher. So maybe that's what we have to wait for here on the call side. QQQ, about similar here to the futures indices, of course. We're not going to spend too much time on this, right? Looking at this larger time frame H, to defend the bottom of this H, let's check out some strikes here. And some strikes expiring tomorrow. So this will give us a little bit of a better idea of what we're looking at here for tomorrow. And so sometimes when you guys see that maybe we don't have some strikes that you would expect to have the Beast tool loaded up correctly, right? Some bigger moves throughout the week could kind of mess up our Beast tool, right? Just need a little more data here, a little bit more price action, and these numbers will start to pop up this week. Right, but we do have Beast bottom here on a couple of these, so I'm just gonna check out. Let's see. I'll check out this 360 for right now. And again, this is expiring tomorrow. Looks like our tool here, or our scan didn't pick it up, but we do have Beast bottom at about 55 cents. Head back over there. So we're not there quite yet either. If we have Beast bottom at about 55 cents, probably our Beast top is going to populate here, maybe right around where we closed. So I know obviously it's hard to just imagine that, especially if you're newer to us, but I've been looking at this here for so long that I can pretty much picture where the zone is going to be at, and I'm pretty certain this is going to be ultimately closing here right at our zone when it does finally populate. Again, we have that Beast bottom here at about 55 cents, which is typically our red dotted line, right about here. Oops, not what I wanted. Probably giving us the top of our zone, probably right around here, maybe where we saw some consolidation here on Friday, middle of the session. Wouldn't be surprised if it's right around here. So really like this 360 call going into tomorrow. I know that was a strike we were hitting here on Friday as well. We did pretty well in that strike here in that opening run up, right? Ultimately went in the money here for a little bit. So probably going to be playing that same strike here again tomorrow if we can hold this weekly 21. So looking good. Looking good here for maybe a little rally early in the week. So SPY is one here that is completing this H, right? Possibly flushing this H here. So got to be careful here at a key psychological level as well here of 430. Going to be looking at both sides here. Let's see. We're right at about 430, so I'm going to check out. See, this 434 is that beast. Y'all know I like my 5-point increments, so just going to look at this 435. And we'll move closer as well. Going to look at this 425 put. Just kind of a mirrored or symmetrical range over current price action, right? We're at about 430, so I'm looking at this 435 call, this 425 put. We don't have data here from our scan on Friday on these strikes, but just gonna look here a little bit. Again, that 435 call had beast bottom at about 45 cents. Right around here. Top of the zone, maybe where we rejected here is maybe going to be the top of our beast zone. We did get some support there, here, and near that open, right? Wouldn't be surprised if the top of our zone pops up here tomorrow. So let's see here. Again, a little bit farther out, so I'm going to move a little bit closer here as well. Let's try this 433 call. Right, probably a similar setup here. 433 has beast bottom at about 54 cents. Right, kind of closed right at the bottom of that zone. You know, and as we get closer to at the money, we expect price action to work its way above those zones that we provide here. So again, some of these calls closing right where our beast zones are going to be. You know, it's not popping up right here, but we can see it is popping up at least half of the zone here in these couple strikes, right? So really like that. And let's just look to the other side. I said 425, a little too low. Let's look at this just 430 then. We do have, oh, both beast and beast bottom here, 18 cents. Don't love that, but we'll just check it out. Real far off of beast here. But again, you know, we had that move down here on Friday, so looking for some relief from these puts, right, and some cash to flow back into these calls. Makes sense here for these strikes expiring tomorrow as well, especially as we see a lot of these calls here right at beast. You know, and as more of these numbers here generate, we're going to see a lot of these things light up right here going into tomorrow, probably right near that open. And alright, last name here, and we'll wrap this up. Tesla was holding up here pretty good as well, along with these other mega caps of ours. But just like those other larger names, giving it up here in the last couple days, getting back down to this weekly shelf on this weekly Ichimoku cloud right here. So won't be surprised if we do get some nice support here out of this 243-ish. We're down to it right now pretty much here after hours on Friday. Looking for a move back up to this daily mean. kind of near this 260, right? Might be around 255 by the time we get back up there. But Tesla, overall pretty strong here, in this turbulence we have felt in the market the last couple of days, last couple of weeks. But definitely going to keep an eye on this one as she does now start to flush a little bit harder along with the market and even our names with some relative strength. Right, so got to be careful with Tesla here, but looking to hold up here at about this 240-ish, 242-ish. Quick look at some strikes here. And a lot of calls, again, lighting up here on the call side. Just gonna check out this 265 Tesla with a decent ATR, right? About 10 points, almost 11 points. A move to about 265 here is not out of the question for 5 days, right? It's about 2 days worth of work. Should be able to do that over 5 days. And we see this 265 call close right at Beast. Couple buys here late into the day on Friday to hold us right at it here at this close. As always, love this psychological level of $1 here on any option contract. So really like this strike here going into this week. Again, this could be a strike you play all week, especially as it gets closer to expiration, right? The pullbacks are going to be more severe, but likely will again hold right at our B zone or maybe our open range buy zone as it generates here every day this week and we get down to it. Right, what we would really love to see again is this open range buy zone stack on our B zone and we get some support there and we bounce, right? But again, really love this 265 call. Really love that the B zone is right at $1. If we can get this open range buy zone to stack there, that'll give us a really nice combined zone of support. And hopefully some really nice trades here for Tesla. But alright, y'all, that's all I've got for y'all here this weekend. I hope this was very helpful to you guys. Again, if you are new to us here at Predictor Trades, you can join our Discord for free in the description of this video. We have provided a link. You can jump on in. We do provide an actual tool here as opposed to many other trading services which just provide guidance in trades. We also provide this proprietary tool here, our Beast tool, right? We're fairly certain that pretty much no one looks at options charts besides us. We've seen a couple people out there, but even less people out here actually charting on options charts. Right, we do provide these levels every single day automatically at open. But again, even if you join us for free, please come check out our Discord. I'll give you a quick run through it here. We provide a ton of resources here for free as soon as you join. We have this little education section right here. Provide a lot of tips here on trading psychology, tons of book recommendations, a lot of lessons here into options. With some descriptions, some YouTube videos, we describe internals here that we look at every single day. All of this is here for free as soon as you join our Discord. And then every Thursday here in the main chat, we bring our paid service to our free members. So we will allow you to test run here our Beast tool every Thursday for free. We have a lot of people come in and earn their subscription before even joining us. So definitely come check us out. Another thing that we provide here in the Discord is tools, right? Besides that main Beast tool that we provide, we also provide a lot of tools coded here in-house. For example, like these squeeze clouds. These are coded here in-house. We provide this in a pack of tools along with these daily moving averages, right? I'm here in a 30-minute chart, but these are daily moving averages, right? These are pulled down from a daily chart, but provided to me on my 30-minute chart or my 5-minute chart, right? Here it is again. Whatever it might be. It's just a nice way to keep an eye on these daily moving averages without having to actually chart them, right? This just lives on my chart, and I just know where these daily moving averages are at all times. Same thing with these squeeze clouds. But we provide that here in the Discord as well. You come down here to Professor's Indicators. You don't even have to be subscribed or a paid member, right? But you can jump into this channel and come check out all of our tools here that we provide. We provide a bunch of tools here for just a one-time fee of $100, and these are yours to keep forever, right? So we provide that multi-time frame moving averages, and you can set those to dailies. I also have them set to weeklies, so these dash ones right here are the same tool, just set to weeklies. And same thing for the squeeze clouds, right? This is a daily. Here we have a 1 hour and 2 hour. You can just set those to whatever you want. Our tool pack also includes this point of control column. So if you're looking to find a study that gives you point of control, this is it right here. You get it here in this column, and then you just chart it directly on your chart, right? And I'll show you that here with all of my spaghetti. I just, boom, actually chart on here what point of control is based off of this number right here. But yeah, so hope everyone enjoyed this. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day. I will be on the mic live tomorrow for the open. And yeah, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Hope everyone has a great rest of the day. Later.